I promised my son a gaming PC. If he saved up when he exceeded my goal, I canceled it, took his money, and made him get a job to teach responsibility. Now he won't speak to me, and I hate myself for it. Hi everyone. I don't really use Reddit, but my sister keeps sending me posts from here, and honestly I'm tired of her acting like she's the authority on parenting, so I figured I'd get an outside perspective. I'm a single dad to my teenage son Rowan. My wife passed away when he was 8. It hasn't been easy raising him alone, and I'll be honest, I've always believed in structure. Nowadays it feels like every parent wants to be their kid's best friend instead of their parent. That's not me. Anyway, about a year ago, Rowan started going on about wanting a gaming PC. I didn't think much of it at first. He's always talking about random hobbies, new things he wants, and then drops them a week later. I figured it was another phase, but he kept bringing it up, and eventually I told him if he wanted one so bad, he could save for it. I made what I thought was a reasonable deal. If he could save $700, I'd match it so he could afford something decent. I didn't expect him to actually do it. I mostly said it to teach him how hard it is to save that kind of money. Well, the kid surprised me. He started mowing lawns, fixing up bikes, even selling old video games and electronics. Every week he'd show me his progress. I thought it would teach him patience, but instead, it started to feel like he was rubbing it in my face. By the end of it, he had $1,400 saved up. He didn't even ask for my help or advice anymore, just said he was ready to order all the parts. That really got under my skin. It wasn't even about the money at that point. It was the attitude. The way he talked like he didn't need me at all, like he had it all figured out. I'm the parent here, not him. So I told him that since he'd done such a good job saving, I was going to hold on to his money to make sure it went towards something productive like college or a car. I also told him I wasn't matching anything anymore because he clearly didn't need my help. He flipped out, said I stole from him, which is ridiculous. He's 16. The account is under my name. I'm responsible for it. I told him this was part of learning about real life. Sometimes plans change, and you have to be responsible, not impulsive. He just stared at me like I'd killed someone. Then he told me I broke my word and walked away. Since then, he barely talks to me. He eats dinner in silence, barely comes out of his room, and won't look me in the eye. My sister Tessa called me after he apparently told her everything. She's furious, said I'm emotionally abusing him and acting just like our father. That one hit a nerve because our dad was strict, sure, but he raised 3 hard-working kids who didn't grow up entitled. Now Tessa's saying she'll take him in if I don't give his money back, which is insane. I'm his father, not her. He's my responsibility, not some project for her and her husband Damon to play super parents with. For context, Rowan isn't deprived. He's got a decent phone, an Xbox, a Chromebook for school, a roof over his head, food, everything he needs. He doesn't need a $1,000 PC to express himself. I told him if he wants one so badly, he can get a part-time job and earn it the right way. I know Reddit tends to jump on parents, but I don't think I did anything wrong here. I didn't steal from him. I redirected his money for his future. I gave him a chance to grow up. So am I really the bad guy for trying to teach my son responsibility? Update 1. So, since my last post, my son Rowan has decided to move out. He's staying with my sister Tessa and her husband Damon. It's been a little over 2 weeks now. I didn't kick him out before anyone assumes that. He left on his own after another argument where I told him he needed to get a job if he wanted to buy himself luxuries. Next thing I know, he's packing his stuff and saying he can't live in a house where he isn't trusted. He went to Tessa's, and she apparently told him he can stay as long as he wants. For context, Tessa has always been one of those cool aunt types. She's soft on everyone. She and I had different upbringings even though we lived under the same roof. Our dad was strict, and he was right to be. Tessa hated it. I understood it. That's the difference between us. So of course, she's acting like some hero. Apparently Damon, her husband, works with computers. Guess what the first thing he did was? He helped Rowan build a gaming PC with his own parts and tools. My son's been bragging about it online, like it's some kind of victory. I even saw him post something about having family who actually believes in me. Real mature. I called Tessa when I saw the pictures. I was calm at first, but she started in immediately saying, I should have seen this coming, that I took away his independence and made him feel small. I told her I was teaching him financial responsibility and that spoiling him wouldn't do him any favors. She said, you don't teach responsibility by stealing from your kid. I hung up before I said something I'd regret. Later that night, she texted me saying Rowan's going to stay with them for a while until things calm down. I told her she's undermining me as a parent, and she replied that she doesn't care about my authority anymore. She cares about Rowan being safe. Safe from what? I've never hit him, never threatened him. All I did was take his money and tell him to earn something instead of wasting it. If that's abuse now, I don't know what's left for parents to do. I won't lie, it's been eating at me. The house feels empty without him. Every time I walk past his room, I get angry all over again. Angry at how he turned this into something bigger than it ever needed to be. Angry that he's letting them fill his head with nonsense. I also found out something else I probably shouldn't admit, but I don't care. I've been checking his social media. He's blocked me on everything, but I still have access to his older accounts because I made them for him when he was younger. I log in sometimes just to make sure he's not posting anything inappropriate or talking trash about me. Some people in my last post said that's invasive, but parents monitor their kids all the time. It's not spying, it's making sure he's not being manipulated. Well, now I wish I hadn't, because what I saw made me sick. Pictures of him smiling with Tessa and Damon, with captions about being supported and building something on my own. I can't explain it, but it felt like I was being erased from his life completely, like I didn't even exist. My mom found out about all this too, and instead of backing me up, she told me to let him be. She said I'm acting like our father, and she didn't mean it as a compliment. I told her I wasn't the one who ruined the family, but she kept going on about breaking the cycle. I hung up on her. I've had enough people lecturing me about how to raise my own kid. I've tried calling Rowan multiple times and he won't answer. When I texted him, he replied once saying, "I'm staying here for now. Please don't contact me." That's it. No explanation, no discussion. Just done. Yesterday, I got a message from Tessa saying that if I keep trying to contact him directly, she'll get legal involved. That's when I realized she's taking this way too far. She's making it sound like I'm some kind of threat to my own son. I told her fine, if that's how she wants to play it, then she can take full responsibility for him. I'm not sending money for anything. I'm not covering his phone, gas, or school fees. If she thinks she can parent better, let her see how expensive that is. Update 2. Alright, I wasn't even planning on posting again, but I honestly don't know what else to do anymore. It's been 3 months since the last time I wrote anything here, and a lot has changed since then. Mainly, everything has gone to hell. After Rowan moved in with my sister, I tried to focus on myself. I told everyone at work it was a temporary thing, and that he'd come crawling back once he realized life wasn't as easy as his aunt and uncle made it look. That's what I kept telling myself anyway. Truth is, the house felt empty. I didn't even realize how much noise that kid made until it was gone. No TV running in the background, no clacking keyboard, no late-night snack wrappers in the kitchen, just quiet. The first couple weeks I was angry. I convinced myself Tessa turned him against me, that she was doing this out of spite. She's always thought she was better than me because she married a nice guy. Damon's one of those people who think they're everyone's best friend, the type who smiles too much and never gets angry. I used to think it was fake. Now I think he just had the patience I never did. Anyway, then out of nowhere, he shows up. Last weekend. Just knocks on the door like nothing ever happened. I open it and he's standing there, taller than I remember, wearing that stupid hoodie Damon bought him. He says he came to grab his old keyboard and a couple textbooks. That's it. No, hi. No, how are you? Just straight to business. The way he said it made me feel like a stranger in my own house, like I was just a stop along the way. I told him he could have at least called before showing up, and he shrugged. Didn't even look at me. He just walked past me into his room like he still lived here. Everything was still how he left it. I hadn't touched a thing. I don't even know what came over me, but I started talking, or maybe lecturing is the better word, about how he threw away his future, how ungrateful he'd been, how no one forced him to leave. He didn't say a word, just packed his stuff quietly. That made it worse. I wanted him to react, to fight back, something. Instead, he just looked at me like I was some pathetic old man yelling at a wall. Then I noticed his phone screen when he set it down on the desk, a picture of his gaming setup. Triple monitors, glowing lights, the whole thing. I could tell Damon helped him build it, probably even paid for some of it. My head just went hot. I asked him if that's what he was so proud of, a bunch of expensive lights and screens. He just said, "I earned it." That's all it took. Something in me snapped. I went into the living room, grabbed his old desktop, the one he used for school, and threw it on the floor. I don't even know why. It wasn't his new PC. It wasn't even worth anything. But I smashed it anyway, over and over until it cracked. I didn't say anything smart or meaningful, just yelled. The whole thing lasted maybe a minute, but it felt longer. Rowan didn't yell back, didn't even look scared. He just stood there for a second and walked out, drove off without looking back. An hour later, 2 police officers showed up. They said someone called in a welfare check. I knew right away it was Tessa. They were polite, but clearly thought I was some kind of lunatic. They asked if everything was okay. I said yes, and they left. No charges, but I could tell they made a note of it. The next day, Tessa texted me saying not to contact Rowan again or she'd file for a restraining order. Damon apparently blocked me too. My mother called, crying, saying she couldn't watch me do this anymore. She hung up before I could respond. Now everyone's treating me like I'm some kind of monster. I raised that boy by myself after Claire died. I worked overtime to keep food on the table, paid every bill, kept him clothed, and now he treats me like garbage because I broke an old computer? Update 3. I can't exactly talk to anyone about this without being called controlling or toxic. I might as well get it off my chest here. It's been 6 months since my son Rowan walked out that door. 6 months since that day I lost my temper and smashed the old desktop. Everyone still brings that up like it's some big trauma. I didn't hit him. I didn't threaten him. I broke a piece of junk that was mine anyway. But apparently that's abuse now. Anyway, life went quiet after that. Completely quiet. I'd check the driveway every day like some idiot, half expecting to see his car there again, maybe thinking he came to talk. He never did. Instead, I'd get updates through other people, mostly my sister, who seems to think she's some kind of savior for rescuing him. From what I've heard, he's doing fine. Too fine, honestly. The part that really got to me was the college thing. I found out not from Rowan, of course, that he got accepted into a university out of state, full scholarship, computer science or something like that. Apparently Damon wrote his recommendation letter, helped him prep for interviews, all that. My own son didn't even list me as an emergency contact. Then one day last month, I got a card in the mail. It was an invitation to his graduation. It wasn't from him though, it was from my mother. She wrote that it would mean a lot if the family came together for this. Family, like that word means anything anymore. I didn't even open the envelope all the way. I ripped it up right there in the kitchen. I'm not sitting in a room full of people who treat me like a villain while pretending to clap for him. I've had enough of that fake sympathy. Everyone wants to act like I ruined his life when all I ever did was try to teach him something. I'm not paying for college, I'm not paying for his car insurance, I'm not paying for his phone anymore. I went through all the accounts and shut everything off that had his name on it. He's 18 now, he wants to act like an adult. Fine. Adults pay their own way. Tessa called me after she found out. She said I was being cruel, said Rowan's barely holding it together after all this. Funny, because he sure looks happy in all those pictures she posts, standing next to Damon, smiling like he's his real dad. She said, "You're punishing him for growing up." I said, "I'm teaching him to stand on his own." She hung up on me after that. My mother hasn't spoken to me since Christmas. Last time we talked, she said, "You've become exactly like your father." I didn't even respond. Maybe I have. But at least my father didn't raise a kid who thought he was owed everything. The other day, I saw a picture online, Rowan standing in his new dorm. He's got his fancy PC set up on the desk, glowing lights and all. There's a framed photo next to it, one of him and Claire. My wife, the woman I lost, the reason I kept going all these years. I can't describe what that did to me. It's like he replaced me entirely, like I never even existed in his life. I sat there staring at that photo for a while, then I went into his old room, still mostly the same, dusty now, empty shelves, some old posters half peeling off the wall, the space where that old desktop used to sit. I thought about how much money, time, and effort I put into everything, the bills, the late nights, the hospital runs when he got sick, and for what? So he could cut me off the second I said no to him? Final update. It's been a couple years since I last wrote here. I don't even know why I'm bothering with another post. Maybe because there's no one else to tell this to. Everyone's gone. Every single one of them. Rowan moved out over a year ago now. I haven't heard his voice since. He doesn't call, doesn't text, nothing. The last thing I saw from him was a photo someone sent me him at some award ceremony, smiling, holding a certificate, standing next to Damon and Tessa like they were his parents. He looked proud, happy, healthier even. It made me feel something, but I don't really know what. Not anger exactly, not sadness either. Just empty. My mother passed last winter. I didn't find out until a week later because Tessa didn't want me at the funeral. She said, "Mom didn't want the drama." Damon apparently gave the eulogy. I wasn't even mentioned. That one stung a bit, not because of her, but because I realized how little space I actually took up in their lives now. The house is quiet these days. I don't bother cleaning much anymore. Dust gathers on the shelves. The sink's always full. I don't even use most of the rooms anymore. Rowan's old room is still there though. I couldn't bring myself to pack it up. It's exactly how he left it. Bed unmade, empty desk, a few old notebooks stacked up. I sometimes stand there for a while, thinking about how that same room used to feel alive. He used to sit at that desk, headphones on, working on whatever little projects he did. He used to ask me questions about how things worked, and I'd brush him off because I was tired or busy, or just didn't feel like dealing with it. I thought keeping him in line mattered more than actually listening. After he left, I tried reaching out once. Just once. I sent him a message, nothing deep. Just, "Hope college is going well." He didn't respond. I saw that it delivered. Then later, the checkmark disappeared. Guess he blocked me again. After that, I deleted all the old photos I had on my phone. It wasn't out of anger, just didn't see the point in holding on to something that clearly didn't want to be held on to. People tell me I should have just said sorry, that it would have fixed everything, but I don't see how. What was I supposed to apologize for? For wanting him to understand what hard work means? For not letting him waste all his savings on a glowing box? Everyone acted like I ruined his life, but all I did was try to teach him something about earning, about patience. Maybe I went too far, sure. Maybe I said things I shouldn't have, but it's not like he was perfect either. He never respected me the way a kid should respect his parent. I've thought a lot about that day I smashed his old computer. I still remember the sound of it breaking, the way the screen cracked and fell in pieces. It wasn't even about the machine. It was the principle. I wanted to show him that disrespect has consequences. But looking back, I guess what I actually showed him was that I cared more about control than about him. Still, I can't say I'd take it back. I did what I thought was right at the time, and that's all a parent can really do. Sometimes I'll scroll through social media on an old account just to see what they're up to. Rowan looks different now, older, sharper. There's a picture of him at some tech event, something about software he helped design. People in the comments calling him brilliant, dedicated, self-made. That last word hit me hard. Self-made, like I didn't exist at all in that story. Tessa posts a lot too. Family dinners, holidays, all those fake smiles. She's always tagging him and Damon, writing things like, "So proud of our boy." It's pathetic how they've turned my son into their charity case. I guess it works for them, makes them feel like they did something noble. I see people saying I should move on, maybe reconnect, maybe try therapy. I don't see the point. What would I even say to him now? That I miss him? That I was wrong? I can't do that. I don't even know if it would mean anything anymore. He's built a new life, one that doesn't include me. And maybe that's how it's supposed to be. Bills are hard these days. Work's been slow. The house feels bigger than it used to. I don't really talk to anyone outside of work. People avoid me now. My co-workers keep things short. I think word got around about what happened, maybe through Tessa or mutual friends. Doesn't matter. Everyone's already decided what I am. They call me bitter, and maybe they're right. I've accepted that, but I'm not sorry. I did what I thought was right for my son. I gave him structure, rules, lessons, and if those lessons made him hate me, then so be it. At least he learned something. I've seen enough weak parents let their kids walk all over them. I wasn't going to be one of those. I wasn't going to raise someone soft. If that makes me the bad guy, fine. I can live with that. I don't expect to ever hear from him again. Maybe someday when I'm gone, he'll find out and feel something about it. Or maybe he won't. Either way, I won't be around to see it. So yeah, this is probably the last time I'll ever post here. No one talks to me anymore. But that's okay. I've learned to live with silence. It's easier than pretending to fix something that was already broken. They can call me whatever they want. Controlling, abusive, bitter. At least I never begged for love.